Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Flinger Foo, and today we're going to be discussing a list. That's right, we're going to be discussing the top 6 dinos that you should be taming when you first start Ark. Now, when you're just beginning Ark and you're just starting out, the tames that you get, while a lot of them, they're just for fun, they're just for convenience, they're just for gathering certain things, they really help you out as you progress further on into the game. And let's get... There we go. Right when you first start Ark, this is how you do it. All right, so now the first dino that we're going to be discussing, the first thing that you should probably be worried about taming, and it's one of the first creatures that you're going to end up seeing when you land on the island, or you land on Ragnarok, you land on the center, you land on, well, not Scorched Earth. All right, but those other ones, other than Scorched Earth, one of the first things you're going to find is this little guy right over here, this Dodo. All right, now what you want to tame these guys really early on, because this guy right here, he's going to provide you with a ton of different things. He's going to provide you with eggs, and he's going to provide you with kibble. Now, kibble is going to help you tame one of the other dinos that are on this list a little bit further on, but those eggs and that kibble, they can be used for food, they can be used for taming, they can be used for everything. These guys are super helpful. All right, now the eggs these guys give you, it's these ones right here, Dodo eggs. You can just eat these and you'll gain food off them. It's quite a bit of food too. And then the kibble that they give you is from, well, you just cook it with the crops and then in the cooking pot, and then you can take that and then you can use it to tame up one of the next guys. Now, another thing about Dodos is they have a different egg lay timer than every other dino on Ark. Every other dino on Ark, they have a certain amount of time. They have an internal timer that you can't see that whenever it runs down to the bottom, they end up either having a chance of laying an egg. Say a T-Rex down there, or this Quetzal right here. If these guys right here, if they get to the end of their timer, they have a % chance to lay an egg. Now, if they roll a decent number on that % chance, then they'll lay an egg. If they don't roll it, you see nothing. They just poop, or yeah. But these guys, Dodos, every time they poop, they have a chance of laying an egg. And they're the only dino, this is exclusive to Dodos, that do this. They're the only ones on Ark, like right there. He just pooped. He also had a chance to lay an egg. But then again, I'm not sure this one is a male or a female. This one's a female. She could have actually laid us an egg right there. But yeah, if you pay very close attention to these, if you AFK, like in your base when you're first starting out and you want a bunch of eggs and you have a couple Dodos tamed up, you can end up getting a whole ton of eggs in the process. It's really cool, and it's very helpful early on. That's why they come in at the number 6 dino. Alright, so the number 5 dino, it's actually directly related to the Dodo, because when you get the Dodo, the kibble that it gives you, you can tame Mesopithecus, you can tame Ichthyornis, and you can also tame this next guy, the Pteranodon. Now, the Pteranodon, their preferred kibble is Dodo kibble, which is, it's quite amazing that it actually works out that way, because when you're first starting out in Ark, you really want a flyer. You want something that allows you to get up into the air and allows you to travel without having to worry about dealing with too many carnivores, too many bad things. And Pteranodons, they allow you to do that. As you move further into the island, as you get higher level, the Pteranodon's uses become a little less, that is unless you're on PvP, and then the Pteranodon pretty much gets more and more valuable. But if you're on PvE, the Pteranodon, it kind of loses its value a little bit, unless if you want to get from point A to point B faster, because they are one of the faster flying mounts. Especially if you're on the island, they are the fastest flying mount. So, I mean, if you're on Ragnarok and you have Griffins, the Griffin is technically faster, but the Pteranodon is still really good. Now, when you get these guys, the problem with these guys is their stamina is usually really low. But if you spend some time and you level up their stamina really fast, as far as you can end up flying pretty dang far. Now, when you're first tame up one of these guys, you want to do it around levels 30 or so like that, because when you unlock their saddle is unlocked at level 38. That way there, if you tame one in your early 30s, you'll have one waiting for you, and you can go out, you can farm the materials to get the saddle. And the saddle for this guy is pretty easy, but when you're at lower level, the 75 chitin and keratin, it can actually be kind of a pain. But if you craft one of those early on, as soon as you can, and then you get one of these guys tamed and you kibble tame it, They're really good. They're really, really good. And then when you are attacking with these guys, they have a couple regular attacks. One of them is this, where they just attack, and then another one is a barrel roll, which uses up a ton of stamina, but it also hits like a truck. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, Pteranodon's a really well-leveled Pteranodon. You can go all the way to the end of the game using one of these guys as your primary mount. Use the other mounts for your utility mounts, but Pteranodon comes in at number 5 because they are that good. All right, now the next dino on this list comes in at more of a utility dino, but their utility cannot be understated. It is absolutely amazing, and it will help you out throughout the entire game. You will end up getting one of these guys at a lower level, and you'll become bonded with this guy over the time that you're playing Ark, from when you can finally unlock his saddle at, I believe, level 32 to the time that you're taking on the tech cave. This guy right here will be with you, and he'll be one of your better buddies for a long time, and you'll come to rely on this guy pretty heavily, and that is the Doedicurus. These guys right here are just amazing. They're great, and even before, if you can manage to tame one of these guys, even before you can unlock their saddle, they can still farm stone for you. If you just have them, whistle them to follow you around, and then park them near one of those rocks, they'll just automatically harvest it for you. And then you can come over and you can grab it. And they also have a weight reduction on stone. It's really handy. That way whenever you put stone in them, or whenever you're out harvesting stone, it'll be completely weight reduced. Here, let me show you on this metal node right here. And then they also get increased stone from metal. It's really cool. Yeah, and then that right there, all this stone right here, normally on you, would weigh 50. On him, it weighs 12.5. So you can just load up a whole ton of stone on these guys. And then you can actually get a big train of your harvesting dinos following around behind you. You can get a whole team of Doedicuruses out and about. And then eventually, you might want to branch into using Quetzals and stuff like that. But at the lower levels, getting stone there's no easier way of doing it than with these guys. Yeah, you can go out and you could hit a rock with a hatchet, but these guys, they're just gonna, yeah, you're gonna level up with these guys, and they're gonna be your buddies for a long time. Which also brings us into the next one. Now the next one, I had a hard time slotting it here. I wanted to slot it higher, but I just couldn't do it. All right, so let's go discuss that one. All right, now this next one I said I wanted to slot higher. Now, the reason I wanted to slot higher is because if you can get these guys at a lower level, you can just level up with these guys, and they can be your buddy for the entire time. But they're really good, especially for harvesting at lower levels, because at lower levels, gathering fiber is a real big pain in the butt. Yeah, you can pick up, here, let me see. You can pick up this stuff right here. You can gather a little bit of fiber. Yeah, it's not a lot. Yeah, you get 12 fiber. Now, if you get one of these guys, all right, a Dyer Bear, you can get a ton of fiber. You can get so much fiber from these guys. It's amazing. Plus, also, they don't just gather fiber. They gather meat. They gather prime meat. You can get mutton. Well, just about everything can gather mutton. But, and then you can get berries. You can get wood. You can get everything. Now, the only downside with these guys is they don't have any kind of weight reduction. But they do have a huge amount of weight. This guy right here has got 1,000 weight on him. This is really cool. Now, if you come out here and then you smack these bushes with your right-click ability, you gather just so much. Yeah, from 4 bushes, yeah, 1 bush right here, we got 12. 4 bushes out this guy, he gained a lot. And not just a little, a lot. So yeah, this guy right here he'll just be amazing with you. And you can go out and gather tons of fiber. And then also, when they run really, really fast. I mean, take a look at how fast this guy goes. I mean, and the longer you hold down the sprint button, the faster you go. To eventually, when you just get going full force, nothing's gonna stop you. It's really cool. Just how fast these guys will go. And then also, they hit like a truck. And look at this guy. Alright, come on guys. I'm not afraid of you. Sorry about the green screen here. But yeah, I mean, just off those guys, I mean, we cleared those guys out, no problem. And we've got a ton of meat. We've got a ton of fiber. We've got a ton of hide. Yeah, this guy right here, he's just amazing. This is right here is your beginning Therizinosaurus. Now, at the lower levels, these guys are kind of hard to tame. They're really tricky. Now, I do have a video that shows where I show people how to get one of these guys with only primitive equipment. And it is kind of a pain in the butt. It involves using the narcotic trap and stuff like that. Because if you just go at these guys with a primitive crossbow, you're going to end up killing them before the torpor goes down, which is, it's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I'll leave a link to the in the description down below on how to tame one of these guys with only primitive equipment, because I don't want to have you guys kill it. And also, these guys, they're going to be slotted for the TLC patch here soon, which is awesome, which means that their appearance is going to be changing, which means you, Foo Bear, you're going to be changing. Yeah, that's right, buddy. You're not even really aware you're going to do it, huh? Yeah, but you're going to look completely different, buddy, and it's going to be cool and amazing, and it's just going to rock, buddy. Yeah. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, these guys rock. But yeah, notice the high torpor. 13,000 torpor and only 5,000 health. Which means if you go at it with these guys with just a primitive crossbow, it's going to die before you knock it out. Yeah, I really recommend that you guys watch that video down below. Because unlocking these guys' saddle, it's kind of low. I mean, level 45. But if you can get one of these guys before you hit 50... yeah, these guys, they'll be your buddy, and they'll be with you for a long time. So you guys can go Grizzly Adams it up in the wild. Yeah. All right. I love these guys. All right, let's talk about the next one. All right, now the next guy on this list, you can probably see his tail swinging over there. Yeah, that's right. It's the Anki. Yeah, the number 2 dino for newer players, for beginning players. Yeah, it's the Anki. These guys are absolutely amazing. Now, and also... not just absolutely amazing, they are so awesome, because not only are they super tanky, they can take a huge hit, but they can also farm metal for you. They can farm berries for you even if you want to. And also, now since Wildcard improved the right-click attack, it's so fast. It's so good. I mean, they just attack so fast. Yeah, it's great. And then also, when you you can harvest berries with these guys, and this is actually why I didn't include a trike on this list, is because these guys can farm berries. I had that right click, but yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, they can farm berries. It's pretty cool. Now, I wanted to include a trike on this list, but a trike would actually come in at number 7. And that, if I had to do an honorable mentions on this, the trike would be it. Because the trike just barely missed the list because it could do that. But... Ankis, if you can get these guys at a lower level and their saddle unlocks at, let's see, 36. These guys right here, I mean, also, if you can deal with the slow mount, these guys right here, they can take out T-Rexes really quickly with that right-click attack. And also with the left-click attack, being able to push things back, it's really cool. These guys, yeah... if you get one of these at a lower level, you level up their speed, a little bit of weight, a little bit of hit points, a little bit of damage. You got a mount. It's a slow mount, but it's still a mount. And these guys right here, you can go all the way through just about everywhere. The only thing these guys won't be able to deal with is a Giga. Yeah. And you get a properly leveled one of these guys, even breed some up, get some nice ones. You got yourself an army here. Now, also, one of the best things about these guys is when they harvest stuff. They harvest up metal. And they don't just harvest up a little bit of metal. They harvest up a lot of metal. All right, so let's do a little bit of comparison. Pick. Now, this is a Mastercraft pick. This is a good pick. I've been playing on the island for a while, so well, I get 11 metal per hit. Right, let's see how much this guy gets. 151. 318. Plus, not only does he harvest up more metal, he also gets weight reduction on this. See this right here? This metal right here only weighs 50 on him. On me, it weighs 200. Yeah. It is that amazing. It is amazing as it sounds. These guys are an absolute powerhouse. Absolutely just... yeah, I can't say amazing enough. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes. Ankylosaurus, number 2. Yeah, I wanted to put you higher, but you just can't. You pale in comparison to the number 1 dino guy. That's right. I mean, you are a package of just about everything a beginning survivor needs in the Ankylo. And I'm sorry, you kind of pale when it comes to the number 1. And the number 1 has just the most ultimate ability that'll puts it in number 1. Let's discuss that one. All right, now the number one dino, when it comes down to taming below level 50, the biggest dino that you can get that would give you the greatest advantage is, of course, the Equus. That's right, the Equus. I know it sounds a little strange, but no, the Equus, you will get the most amount of mileage out of one of these things if you can tame it early on. Now, I would recommend when you first start on the island, when you are grinding up XP, when you're crafting your narcotics and stuff like that, get those crops planted. Get those planters made. Get those carrots growing. You want carrots as quick as you possibly can. Now, if you can get carrots as quickly as you possibly can, that's their kibble when you're taming these guys. It's absolutely amazing. These guys are, I can't state just how good these guys are. And also, when paired up with an Ichthyornis, when you have one of those guys on your shoulder, that's even better. It makes these guys so much better. You can go out and you can tame anything on the island except for a Giga with these guys. Or a Quetzal, or an Argent, or... Well, you can get a Pteranodon. You might be able to get an Argent. Be a bit of a pain, but you could do it. But you can't get a Quetzal and you can't get a Giga. So you can get everything except for 2 dinos on the island with these guys. It is that good. All right, now one of the best things about these guys is their saddle, it's also a mortar and pestle. You can craft anything that you could in a mortar and pestle inside here. It is really cool. And you can do it on the fly while you're running around with these guys. All right, now on the Equus, you can just craft up these guys. Just on the fly. It's really cool. Let's craft up about 5 of those. All right, let's put these down here in our 0 slot. Put those right here. And then come out here and we can just grab just about anything that we want, any of the smaller dinos, and we can pull them around. It's really cool. And then also, let's see. Can we grab a Carno? Nope, we can't grab a Carno. But, which brings us into our other ability. These guys, their right-click attack, their back kick, it's a torpor attack. It's absolutely just, look at that. We just knocked out a Carno. Super simple, super quick. We can tame this guy if we wanted to. Yeah, we could drop some meat in this guy, and we could tame him. And that's what makes Equus so valuable. And if we wanted to pair this up with an Ichthyornis, which is another one of the ones that would be on the honorable mentions, if you put an Ichthyornis on your shoulder, you can go out and you can get prime meat out of harvesting dodos. I had a hard time not putting Ichthyornis on this list because of that. Because you can get prime meat off just about anything. And you pair up an Ichthyornis with an Equus, and that right there is the ultimate taming crew. You can go out across the entire map, and you can tame up just about anything by using the right-click attack on the Equus, and then using the Ichthyornis to go out and get prime meat, prime fish meat. Just any kind of meat that you possibly need to tame up. It is that good. These guys right here are the best, just the best beginning dinos. And you can get their saddle at level 20. It is really cool. Yeah, level 20. Even before you can craft up, even before you can get the carrots. Because the crop plots, the medium crop plots, they're at level 26. And medium crop plots is what it takes to get the carrots. So yeah, these guys, they're absolutely just the best dino that you can get at the lower levels on Ark. All right, so hey, I hope you guys like the list. If you guys like the list, click that like button down below. I really appreciate that. If you guys think a dino should have made the list, let me know in the comments down below, because I like the conversation. It's really cool, and that's what these videos are. They're more to help out players figure out which dinos they should tame, and also they're to engage in conversation. They're to stimulate conversation between everybody. So hey, if you guys think a dino should have made the list that didn't, leave it in the comments down below. If you think a dino should have been in a different spot, leave it in the comments down below. All right, so hey, until next time, this is Flingerfoo, and take it easy, everyone.